Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I just decided to do this video, on a whim. I was thinking about some information that might be useful for some of you guys who decide to do TCA peels at home. I wanted to share products that I use before, during, and after the process in order to prep my skin, to make sure my skin is doing okay, and just to make it through the actual peeling process, because it is difficult and it can be uncomfortable. And there's so many factors that are really important. You really have to have the right products when you're doing these things, especially at home, or when you're just taking care of yourself at home after getting it done somewhere. If you decide to do a TCA peel, it's your choice, obviously. Whatever you do is at your own risk. I'm just here to share how I prepped my skin for my recent peel. So one thing that I was doing is, there's something a lot of you guys know who follow a lot of the skincare videos. I don't normally use Retin-A, but since this whole lockdown situation started, I decided to give it a chance. And my mom was traveling in Mexico, you guys don't judge me, and she purchased it there. And it was kind of she's purchased it for me before, but I didn't really use it. And so it was kind of an opportunity for me to try it out. And I don't mind paying, locally with my doctor, asking for a prescription and that kind of thing. I have also heard of Curology as an option, but anyway, I'm going to look into that and maybe do a video on it. My point is, I started using Retin-A. I'm not super consistent with it. It seems to make my skin peel all the time or for a couple of days after I use it, but I was using it, I would say, every week, once or twice a week prior to this peel. I stopped using it, I would say 3 to 5 days before doing this peel. I think you're supposed to stop it 5 to 7 days before doing a TCA peel. And because of that, it's probably why my actual TCA peel ended up being so much deeper than normal. But from what I've learned, the use of Retin-A is supposed to help create a more even peel and a deeper peel, just evenly distributed peel when you actually do it, if you were using Retin-A for a while. Now, the other product that I was using was, the alpha-arbutin 2% and hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary. So I was using this, and I have been using this consistently, honestly, for months. I don't know if it's good for your skin to be using it all the time because it's a pigment inhibitor, but I've been using it. And I think it's important to use this in the weeks prior to doing a TCA peel in order to help prevent post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which you could get from the actual peel or from what can happen to your skin afterwards if you're not insanely careful. So I was using this, but also the company that I bought the peel from, which is Platinum Skincare, they sell a product called Fade Bright, and it has alpha-arbutin at a way higher percentage than this one. Like I said, this is 2%. I think she said this is 8%, the owner of the company, if I remember correctly. Otherwise, if I'm wrong, it's 4%, but I'll have to check on that, and I'll put it up on the screen here. So it has alpha-arbutin, azelaic acid, kojic acid, and resveratrol, which is awesome, an anti-aging product. So I have used a sample of this, but now I just bought the full size, which was a little pricey. I'll put the price here because, like I said, don't remember. So I'm going to start using that one. Now, for the days after the peel, I realized that I didn't have everything that I needed, which was really bad, meaning I was not super prepared. But on days, I would wash my face, even though my skin had that thick layer of my face had the thick layer of dead skin on it. I needed something to be able to wash my face though, so I either used my Kirk's Castile soap, which is like a coconut oil based soap, or else I used these products, which I'm so grateful that I found because I forgot that I purchased this a long time ago. This is the First Aid Beauty Face Cleanser. It's very mild, very gentle, non-irritating, no active ingredients, which is most important. So I would wash my face with this, and then after doing that, what I would usually use, now I'm talking about the days after the peel was done, is I would take some of the alpha-arbutin, and it has hyaluronic acid, which is really important and helpful at this time. So I would pour some of it in my hand, and then I would pour some of my avocado in my hand, and then I would apply that to my face. Then after that, I would apply the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream to my face. It has some wonderful ingredients that are very soothing and healing for the skin, so that's why I would use this. If I didn't have this, what I would have used is the Ordinary's moisturizing cream. I'm trying to think of the name, and it has hyaluronic acid in it. It's just a very basic, simple lotion with no active ingredients and nothing that would irritate my skin during this peeling process, because a lot of times the skin will peel and crack. Another product that I would use on some days, I honestly didn't want to waste this product, so I more like started using it when the peel was already peeled away from this area of my face and a lot of the peeling was done, because I don't want to waste it, like I said. And so this is my Ceramidin moisturizing toner, and I don't really think of it as a toner, I think of it as a moisturizing creamy serum. So I would use this with this before the moisturizer. The other thing that was most important was applying a heavy-duty layer of sunscreen, and this is the one I would use because for me it was like the easiest one to wash off and looked the least gross. It didn't look as gross when I used this. When you apply a moisturizer to your face that's peeling and cracking and looking disgusting, it's just gonna look even more disgusting, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's just best to have that on anyway. Now, the other thing, this is going to be the last one, is, well, and then I'll tell you what I've been doing since my peel has stopped peeling. So the other thing I've been using is you have to have some type of ointment to put on your skin, because so often, from my experience, this is just me here, when I'm doing the TCA afterwards, the skin is going to start to crack open, like especially I remember my forehead started cracking open, and skin in other areas started cracking open. You absolutely can never, ever, ever, ever peel any of the skin off, or you'll be left like permanently scarred. It's so bad what can happen, and it hurts so bad too if you do that. Let's say some skin, you were sleeping and you did something, and some skin came off too early. You will know, because it will burn really badly and it will be really pink or red or sore and raw feeling, and that's a really bad sign. So in that instance, if that were to happen to me in that severe of a manner, which it didn't happen this time, thankfully, but the time before when I did a TCA peel, I did have those cases where that happened. I was really lucky because I had an aloe plant, and I took the aloe plant, I cut a little piece off, and I applied the aloe just to those raw areas, and I'm telling you, it healed it. Within a few hours, it was healed. Thank God, because I didn't end up with any permanent scarring or any permanent hyperpigmentation. So that was a really, really big deal to me. I was watching a video recently by Montalvo Skincare, which is I almost said it's a website, which is a YouTube channel by a guy named Cody. He's an esthetician, and he has a series on how he does TCA peels and how to do them at home, which is very helpful. So I'll link to that below, but besides that, what I was going to say is he was talking in one of those videos about how some people like to take aloe, and just slather it all over your face, but he was pointing out that you want your skin to go through this inflammatory process that it's going through, the peeling process. You don't want to try to hinder that. Your body has to go through it, basically, and so basically he was saying don't slather the aloe all over the face. What I noticed is it's very, very helpful in the instance that I just shared, where you have harmed your skin in one area or one way or another, and just applying it as a spot treatment, it can be really, really great. So if you don't have that, that's fine. The other thing that I used, and I went a little crazy with my ointment, it's good to have something like, most people would use an Aquaphor product. I really like Aquaphor. But I also like products that don't have like petroleum jelly type things in it. So I know the brand Alba Botanica, they have it's called Unpetroleum, and that's what I used to use. It's made with all natural, wonderful ingredients, like I think castor oil and some other things, like probably beeswax. And so I ran out of that, so I had none of it. And I ended up making my own product. I might do a video on this. I'm not sure if anybody's interested. I'm just really happy with how it turned out. I made so much. This will not go rancid. I don't need a toxic preservative in it, because it will, I mean, someday maybe it will, but it's made with beeswax and castor oil and avocado oil, as well as carnauba wax, which I happen to have and have never used before. And like I said, I could share the recipe if needed, but this was vital to my healing process. And this is another thing, you're not supposed to slather it all over the entire face, but I honestly did that a couple of days because the peeling was bothering me. By slathering it all on, it helped me to not pick, because you obviously can't pick. But I learned, you know, I gotta stop doing that. My skin needs to get some air and it needs to heal properly. So I stopped doing that, and I use this in areas that would start cracking open and feel sore, or they would start cracking open and it would start bothering me. So I would just apply it in certain areas, like here. I remember here, this area that peeled left a pink spot, and I was like, oh boy, because I accidentally killed my aloe plants that I loved and cherished and had them for so many years. I killed them. And so I had no aloe. If I had aloe, I think it would have healed faster, but instead I would apply this, and now it's healed, thankfully. It's been 10 days since I did the peel, so it's only been like 4 days since my peeling completely stopped, and there's no little red areas, no issues at all. So I think that's it. Basically, as of now, like I said, it's probably been 4 days since all the peeling completely stopped. I did have a little bit of excess flaking here, but now it's gone. So since that time, I feel like as of now, especially as of today, if I wanted to use a product that has some active ingredients, you know, like a vitamin C, my skin would be fine. I have used the Ordinary's glycolic toner already. My skin feels fine. So my skin basically has gone completely back to normal as of now, where I can use whatever products I want. The products I'm going to continue using, I'm going to obviously continue using sunscreen like crazy. I'm going to keep using things that are nourishing, like the ceramidin toner, and I'm going to definitely keep using the alpha-arbutin, because I still feel like this is an important time right now, even for the next week to 2 weeks, for my skin, for me to be extra careful, not to have too much sun exposure, and to prevent any possible issues. Because the biggest complaint that I've seen online, where people are saying whether they think TCA is worth doing or not, a handful of people are the ones where I read that, you know, they don't think it's worth doing. I read because their hyperpigmentation has come back, and I can definitely see how that would happen. It can happen so easily. If you use retin A, it can happen even easier. You need to be really careful and just always use your sunscreen, wear big hats, stuff like that. So anyway, I think that's it. If you guys have any products that you like using during your peel process, feel free to share it in the comments section below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.